What's up, guys? We are back, and this is another week, but this week we're doing something a little different, and I have my friend Christina here. She's also my personal branding photographer, and we're going to be talking about personal branding today. What's up, guys? I'm Joey Bricklary. We're back today with another episode, but today's episode is a little bit different. I'm here with my friend Christina. She does my photography for my personal branding.
I do.
And she's been doing photography for how long now?
About 5 years.
How did you get into photography?
It just started off with me taking photos of cats, and then I started with like local band, like metal music photography, and then it kind of just skyrocketed to like lingerie shoots, nude shoots, and then just all kinds of things.
If you guys want to see what she does, here's a little bit of that. Alright, so now that you've seen what she does, links to her website down below. So, we're going to go over the best ideas and why it's so important to do personal branding. It's super important, in my opinion, because exposure is everything, and you want to make sure everyone knows who you are. It doesn't matter if they like you, if they know who you are and they're talking about you, it just makes such a difference. So my first question for you as like a photographer, and you've been doing this for a while, when should you start taking personal branding photography?
So as we all know, everything kind of revolves around social media now for a business to get their name. I think you should honestly do it as soon as you at least start your business. I think you should do it at least in the beginning so people know what you're selling.
Well, how many photos do you think you should have before like you launch your like brand?
At least like a number of photos to like highlight every like aspect of your service or your product, like detailed shots, shots with consumers, just a variety of things, so you can have a variety when you're appealing to different audiences.
Like how many times a month or a year, like how often should you do your photos?
I think you should do it at least monthly. I know some people who like to do it daily. I think that's a bit much, so I think monthly is a good like good time for that.
So like, should you plan out your photo shoots to go with like your social media?
100%, I think so, because if you don't, everything just looks sloppy.
How do you like help a brand find their voice?
It's always, you have to, I think having storyboards is very important too, so you could like organize the shoot as well. It's important as a photographer to have your input, but don't take over the shoot at the same time. There has to be some kind of balance where it's partially the photographer's idea and the business's idea, and you just communicate. Communication is very important when it comes to having a proper photographer and client relationship.
How do you set your storyboards?
I do kind of like a list and like kind of like a timeline, like first like setting up and like what we need, and then like just like setting up how the shoot should go, like with each like frame, I guess you can say. Like first we could do like the detail shots of the specific product, then we can move on to having more of like wide angle shots of the consumer and the product, and then like if you want to maybe also get photos of like where the products can be placed, you get stuff like that too. So it's all in all very like an organized storyboard, where you just, it's like, I guess more of a chronological thing, just to keep myself organized.
Like tell a story or like from beginning to end with a person.
Well, I guess we were just talking about like a weight loss journey. Actually did a shoot not that long ago with a personal trainer who wanted to show his results now. Because you obviously can't document like their life, you can't document how they used to look and how they now look. I guess this is more of like emphasizing how they look now, and then they kind of do the job where it shows here's my before and now here's my after. Like you're showing the better version of themselves.
Obviously when you're getting like more professional photos, like you edit them, make sure that they're good, but like when is editing too much where it becomes like more of a fantasy than like real life?
For me, like whenever I edit, I usually only use Lightroom. Alters like the filters, lighting, like things like that. But when it comes to like photoshopping a person, like if you're say like you're promoting a weight loss brand and you're photoshopping your models, there's a problem. Also too, like just airbrushing faces, like just making them look like a different person and all. Like I think Photoshop's an enemy for that. The way I like to retouch mostly is just lighting, maybe adding like a nice like filter to it so it's aesthetic on Instagram and all your social media. And the only thing I would do is get rid of like a pimple because, you know, unless you're advertising like an acne thing and then showing it before and after, then yeah. But
one thing that I'm really bad at, and I know a lot of people like have, this is like their biggest area of opportunity, is how do you stay on brand without like repeating and kind of like to follow up to like my last question, like how do you continue to grow the brand of a person without doing the same thing over and over? Like say someone's like I'm based here in Williamsburg. There's only so many places in Williamsburg we could grow my brand and do more shots. Like obviously there's going to be a time where we shoot in the same spot, but how do you direct it to not look like you did it a month ago or 3 months ago?
I guess like photography wise too, because I do a lot of shoots in the same area. And it's all about angles, framing, even like different like editing. Like I mean the editing I guess is like more of like something you focus on later on, but one thing I definitely noticed is, because I play around with different lenses too, is whenever I use one lens for a shoot, then I'm shooting that same person, I use a different lens so it captures like not a different look, but I guess just overall like a different angle, I guess you could say. And I try to make sure I make it look like it's not the same exact shot that we did before. I try not to repeat that. There's also like little things that you can find that one little corner you didn't shoot in, or like say like, you know, today we're shooting for like the second time here, the lighting's also different.
Yeah,
so
I think last time we shot was in like the winter.
Yeah, and it was like really cloudy, like
cold.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a good time.
Now it's beautiful out.
But yeah, you just look for different things of this specific area, then you just try to make it work. Like I'm not going to be using the same lens at the same angle if we shoot on your rooftop.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll be using something a lot different. I'll be shooting you at a different angle, and we'll possibly go somewhere else too. So I think it will work out.
What kind of shot, like when you're shooting someone, like they want to like really convey a message about their brand or their voice, and they want to tell a story, but you're telling a story with a picture. How do you do that?
So I think action shots are usually the best when it comes to something like that. I did I guess going back to the same shoot I was just talking about, I did a shoot for this personal trainer. It was a timeline. It was a timeline first when he starts his day at the gym at 5 a.m. was it? It was actually 5 a.m. Anyway. We started off with him first training people for about half an hour to take photos of that, him training clients. Then he works out by himself for about an hour, so I have all these different photos of him in all places of the gym working out, all these action shots. Then the photos go from that to him in his office making like phone calls. Then the photos go from that to having a protein shake. Then they go outside, and then it even goes, I took photos of him actually traveling to the city because he was like getting some other stuff done. So I kind of like to see myself as somebody who's like sometimes I call myself the invisible photographer. Like I like taking photos, like a lot of candid people, because I feel like it's just more, I like the natural photos, I think they look better. And I think it's best when you're trying to tell a story, at least like a story of like how a person's days go. So I like to do that. I like to do chronological things.
How would you do that for someone who like their brand is them?
I think when it comes to being an Instagram model and having themselves as the brand, it's kind of like when they book me for a shoot, it's whatever they want, but it's also if things clearly don't make sense and if I can't really make that happen for you, I'm going to tell you and try to work with you and try to make things work better for both you and me. Because too, if a shoot is sloppy, it's going to reflect not on the photographer's work, but the model's work as well. And
when you're sending a message, you would say the best kind of shot for that is an action shot.
yeah.
Cool. How many times could you use the same photo for different uses?
It depends. I think you can get away with it using a couple times. Because honestly, like, you're not always going to want to do a new photo shoot all the time, like every couple weeks. You can like, the only thing I would definitely suggest is not if you ever do a shoot, don't post all the photos of the shoot.
Right.
Like post a little bit at a time so people think that you're active. Yeah, people think you're active.
That's what I do when I'm shooting.
Yeah, what do you think I do when I'm not shooting? I post you know. Yeah, no, I definitely think you can at least like reuse photos from the same shoot, but definitely not the same photograph, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
don't post this one photo of like a dog like every single time you post something, because then it's just like, what the hell are you doing?
Right. So like that one picture that you got of me on like the wall.
Yeah, I see.
I use that all the time. It's like my go-to shot. Don't overuse your picture, because then you're gonna kill it. So you're not really growing your brand. It's just there's consistency, and then there's overusing. How do you like pull inspiration for a shoot?
I definitely do a lot of my shoots actually based on season, because depending on the seasons, really depending on what I can really do. Obviously summer is a lot easier when it comes to booking shoots. I would just do a very like colorful vibe. Like every time I think of summer, I think of happiness, I think of fun, and I would do like a very like colorful vibe when it comes to like real estate. Like I just have this one idea in my head. Like it would just be, and this, I don't even know if this fits well. It would fit well, but it doesn't. Like a pool, a bunch of people just in the pool, and then like I don't know. That's actually more of a. No, that actually wouldn't work. I'll forget that idea.
No, I want to hear that idea. No, I want to hear that idea. There's a pool, a bunch of people in the pool.
A bunch of people having fun.
Okay, having fun drinking.
And the real estate agent is just in the middle of that.
In like a suit?
No, not even.
That's actually really. Let's find a pool. I'm gonna buy a suit. We're gonna get a ton of people in the pool, and we're gonna be in the middle of the pool in a suit on my phone.
I mean, I already shot you in a tub, so might as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was. Oh, I was in a cast, and I can't even use that photo anymore because those people don't work with me.
Alright, so now we gotta do the pool thing.
We gotta do a pool thing now.
Alright.
So if you guys have a pool, comment down below. You and your friends, we're gonna take a picture. I'm gonna be in a suit in the pool. Okay. So how would you like direct a shoot to stay on brand?
So I think it's important to keep up with the storyboard as mentioned before, and if somebody comes up to me like, say like we're doing a yoga shoot, somebody wants to do a CrossFit thing, I will politely shut it down and say that this is going to go completely against the shoot, against the idea, against the look in general, and it's just not going to be a good idea. You have to like learn to say it in a way where it's professional, but you also like you mean it, you know? You also don't want to be too soft about it, because then you'll just like play it off. You have to be firm with it, I should say.
The most important question, and I think for you and for to tell people out there, like, why is personal branding photography so important?
Because you want to have images of what you're doing and what you're selling point blank, first of all, and it's something that people want to look at. I mean, you know, we're living in an age of digital world and social media, and images and videos is really what grasp everybody's attention first. It's not the text, it's not the sales that you're offering, it's that picture. Somebody will be scrolling through their newsfeed, they'll see that one picture and they'll be like, oh, I want to check this out. I think it's really cool. I think you can be very creative with it too. I think it's nice to have some kind of creative direction with your business too, because people can get too like wrapped in like with the numbers and like the marketing and the accounting and all that fun stuff, and then here's just the artsy stuff.
Yeah, I think my opinion, like why it's so important, is because you're literally like you're associating yourself with your brand, and you're giving people an inside look of like who you are and why you're the right choice for them. And I think that's why it's important, in my opinion at least. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching today. I'm Joey Bricklary. This is Christina Grande. She's at C Grande Media on Instagram. You can find her on her website, link down below. If you want to meet up with Christina and do a shoot, you can schedule that on your website.
On my website and on my Instagram.
Perfect. So if you want to shoot like anything that you've seen today, I'll link a couple shoots that she did with me. My website is all shoots that she did with me. If you have any other questions, comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this with a friend that wants to grow their personal branding. And thanks for watching, guys.